Right, race 3. This is the grid, of course, the results from race 2. Scaife and Lowndes, can anyone beat them this year? Seaton, Faulkner, Ingle and Tony Longhurst, who came from 15th to 6th. Bow and Richards next up.
Yeah, great performance from the Queenslander in the Castrol car. Tander and Johnson, Romano and Reed Radicic. Gee, he's having a struggle today. 13th, he started 19th.
Wheel, Donaher, Briggs, Emazidis, Crompton from 30th to 21st. Dorman in the Gatorade car, Greg Murphy after that slip-off.
Stephen Ellery's having a tough day. He's been quick in practice, but he's finding himself down the order. Darcy Russell, Cameron McLean too. He's been struggling with some mechanical problems. He finds himself way down the order.
Late in the day here at Phillip Island, the sun is now shining. Let's hope it's a more evenly dry circuit, and that'll give Glenn Seaton a good shot at the Mobil 1 cars. We'll have an interesting race on our hands, no doubt about that. Longhurst was a big mover. We'll see what he does in this one. Get ready, the third and final race, round 4 of the series. Wait for the green. Away we go. The 2 Mobil 1 cars get away to a good start. So too did Seaton and Faulkner. And Stephen Richards tried to push his way through as we head to turn 1.
Oh, look at this out of the dirt.
Noski.
Whoa.
Mark Noski brings it back on. Nice save by the young driver as they zip through turn 1. Pertec Ford driver Jason Bright went right around the outside, but it's Lowndes who leads into the southern loop.
Yeah, you can see Steve Richards' car hook up really well there. That Wins Commodore had bolted off. He ran out of room, got pretty sandwiched in that pack ahead of him, but he made a great start, the Wins Commodore. Great start too to Craig Lowndes. This Mobil Holden Racing team domination continues. Scaife could lose this third heat to his teammate.
Into the Honda hairpin they come. Faulkner's well placed ahead of Glenn Seaton, then Russell Ingle, Tony Longhurst, then here comes the pack. Stephen Richards, John Bow, Garth Tander. Look how close they are. The Siemens Mobiles car of Paul Romano. Crompton, well back, trying to work his way through some of the privateer drivers after that earlier incident in race 1.
Big field of V8s up the hill out of Siberia, building up to 235, 240k. We're on board with Glenn Seaton. Lap 1 of 12. He's up behind John Faulkner. Look at Faulkner, that big power slide coming through past the hay shed. Just breathtaking stuff. You think of the speeds these guys are travelling at. If they get offline, there's no room for error. Down the inside goes Seaton.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, there's no way that Seaton could... Oh, hang on. Oh, bit of body contact there. There's no way that Seaton could afford to get held up at all by Faulkner, because if he wants to stay with the 2 HRT guys, he's got to get up there straight. That's John getting us sideways there.
Russell Ingle slips up the inside. We ride with him now on the completion of the first lap. It is the 2 Mobil 1 cars out in front. Here comes Longhurst on fellow Castrol driver Russell Ingle. So Longhurst is really inspired and motivated after that great drive in race 2 from 15th to 6th. Here he comes battling with Holden driver Russell Ingle down into the southern loop, the 2 Castrol cars.
And just coming into view there's Stephen Richards and the Wins Commodore behind the Castrol Ford. Great start from Stephen Richards right up inside the top 10. He's got Faulkner, Bow, Tander and Bright behind him. John Faulkner, he's got some sort of problem there. The car was all over the road on that opening lap. He may struggle.
Very uncharacteristic because he's been so strong today. Richards is up there, so too is Bow. Longhurst, he's the big mover though. He's been a little disappointed with his results so far, but obviously we've been cutting the AUs some slack because of the development time, or the lack of. Longhurst seems to have it together now and enjoying the day at Phillip Island.
Just look at the time from Lowndes and Scaife. They're both in the 41s, and the next quickest guy is Glenn Seaton, 43. I mean, at the beginning of a race, the HRT boys, if only Seaton, etc., could stay with the first 3 laps, that's when all the damage is done.
Yeah. Here's a replay of an earlier incident. Rodney Forbes, one of our privateers.
Ooh.
Oh, look at the damage.
Already.
Apparently that was from a race earlier in the day, so he's been in the wars and now he finds himself right out there in the loose stuff. Hopefully he was able to get himself out. It's been a good weekend for Rodney.
Series leader and race leader Craig Lowndes has got a handy margin over teammate Mark Scaife. Yet again, they run 1-2, and so far this year, if you count the Australian Grand Prix support race, what's the score? 14-0.
14-0 Holden Racing Team. No one else has won a V8 race in 1999. It's a phenomenal effort.
Look at Lowndes and Scaife, 33s, and the rest are in 34s, 35s. Incredible.
Well, 35.69 was the fastest lap for race winner Mark Scaife out of Heat 2. Now he's brought it down to 1:33. This track's been getting faster every race. They're really putting in some quick ones now.
There's your Shell Helix race score at the moment. Russell Ingle hanging on to that 4th. There's Dick Johnson, his final drive at Phillip Island. He's battling with Mitre 10 Ford driver Mark Larkham, and Mark Noski tucked in behind them just ahead of top place privateer Steve Reed.
You have to say that one of these days, look at that. One of these days we're going to see some great stuff from Radicic, because he hasn't had any luck, has he? You get kind of frustrated because he hasn't had the chance to really show us the goods.
No, Mark Noski, after being left high and dry, coming off the start line, he's starting to fight his way back through. Dick Johnson, copping it from both directions.
Word through from the pits.
Look at that. Faulkner.
Well, I was just about to say his crew weren't sure what was holding him up, and, well, he's not going any further. He's parked on the side of the track. Romano putting on a charge there. There is Faulkner buried.
Yeah, he looked like he was really wrestling with that car on that opening lap, wasn't he? He was all over the place.
Absolutely.
Something's happened to the Better Electrical car.
Oh, look at that.
Dear, oh dear. This is the worst day for Gary Rogers. They have spent so much money building that new VT Commodore and developing this team. They spent more money in the last 4 months than they spent throughout the whole season last year. They're really close to the breadline. Yeah.
There's Garth Tander just on the outside there. You can see him lying down. Let's hope that Garth's okay. Darcy Russell running off, and Emma Zedis. In fact, that's Gary Wilmington.
Gary Wilmington's car.
Oh, a little look in the mirrors wouldn't have gone amiss there, would it, really?
Well, Gary's gathered it up, fortunately. Boy, there's been some biff and barge and some smash paddles today.
Well, not only in this category too, but in the others. Make sure you catch trackside next weekend between 3 and 5. Plenty of action in the GTPs and the other categories. Now, some word through from our man in pit lane that Faulkner had a right rear tyre deflating.
Yeah, that'll explain that.
Yeah, it did look like it when he came onto start and finish straight. That's where it all went wrong for him, and yeah, that's explained. Jason Bright hasn't been exactly the best day for Jason either.
No, it's been a real change of fortune for anyone else but Mobile Holden Racing Team. But Glenn Seaton, just look at those lap times now. A 33.65 for Seaton that last time around on a clear flying lap. 33.8 for Schaefer, 33.4 for Lowndes. So Seaton now is doing that race pace. Everyone else is on the 134s.
Oh, it's Brighty spinning around.
Coming out of Siberia. I mean, look at this as all this smoke was. He really bagged him up. The big flick spin.
And today's going to hurt Jason Bright in terms of the points coming into today's round.
Yeah.
He's sitting third. If you look at, actually, at the end of today, before we close the program, it's going to be very interesting to have a look at the top 10 points, because Perkins is not in there. He's a top 10 runner. McLean's had a disastrous day. He's a top 10 runner. So too, Bright.
John Faulkner, yeah, he's pretty devastated. He's been having a strong performance, looking for more money to complete the season.
This would have had to be one of his best days for a long, long time.
Well, he's shown the speed, hasn't he? Which makes you wonder, seeing Garth Tander's car down in that direction of the circuit, I wonder if there was a collision between those two. Yeah.
Crompton in the pits.
Wearing the battle scars from his spin in Heat 2.
Hardly been the ideal debut of his new AU XR8. Neil will be a little disappointed with today.
Yeah, well, when you consider how much running it's done, you know, he qualified 11, so it's not that bad.
That was good. That was very good.
So the order, Lowndes and Scaife, 2.1 seconds behind Craig Lowndes. Seaton, 4 seconds behind Lowndes. So no answer at the moment for the speed of those two Mobile Commodores.
If you're talking about limited time running, this team, the Cat 4 team, haven't had much in the AU. Bow sits 7th, and that is quite a nice effort from them as Stephen Richards battles with Tony Longhurst for that 5th position. It's Ingle, Seaton, Scaife and Lowndes, your top 4. Paul Radicic is inside the top 8. We look back 9 through 16. Mark Noski in with a good job. He's broken the top 10. Stay with us on your home of motorsport for the end of race 3 after this. The third and final race of the day at Phillip Island, the first Victorian round this year. And it's been no different to any other round this year in terms of the Mobil 1 Commodores, the Holden Racing team streaking away. Different in race 3, Craig Lowndes leads the way. Mark Scaife sits 2nd. They are dominating once again. Seaton is doing everything he can in the FTR AU to try and bridge the gap, but time is running out.
The problem is for Glenn, he's lapping exactly the same speed. In fact, a fraction quicker sometimes than Mark and Craig, but it's that initial gap, and having said that, it does look closer now.
Well, he said he was looking forward to a dry track, familiarity with the car, the limited amount of familiarity they have from testing on dry circuits, and he was looking forward to a very dry Heat 3. Well, he's got it, but the Mobil cars, every bit his measure at the moment.
Russell's flying.
Russell Ingall, yeah, he needs these points, that's for sure. Sitting fourth in the championship, and with Bright third and having a disastrous day coming into this round, that will help him. Here's Paul Radicic.
Radicic and Mark Noski.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's what I mean. He hasn't had the luckiest of days, has he?
Well, it was Radicic who gave Noski a little bit of hip and shoulder in WA. It's a little bit different there from Mark.
Oh look, that's... Well, there wasn't exactly a lot of room there, was there?
No. All right, well,
flag for
Noski's been black flag, the word is through.
It's what they call a leg slapping session.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tony Longhurst has slipped back a couple of positions. He's back to 7th. Stephen Richards in the wins Commodore. He's up to 5th position.
And that's the end of the day for Radicic. He brings the Shell Helix AU into the garage. We've seen some big names drop today, that's for sure. Top 10 is Lowndes, Scaife, Seaton, Ingle. Richards is up there. Bow is up to 6th. Longhurst, Larkham. Noski has come into 9th, but he'll lose that after he comes and performs his stop-go. And Ellery has broken back into the top 10.
Yeah, well, he had a tough start right back on the grid for this Heat 3, but he's done a great job fighting his way fifth field. That car is quick, the ex-Stone Brothers Ford, and Ellery really has been using it to his maximum. Struggling for funds, that team, not doing all the rounds of the championship, so hopefully Steve can find some bucks so the Ellery Motorsport team can turn up for the Enduro Speeds.
With Ingle's car, they completely changed the front suspension. When I say the suspension, I don't just mean the settings, I mean totally the front suspension. It's obviously worked because he's a lot quicker now than he was earlier on.
Stephen Richards doing some pretty competitive times. A 1:35.39 for our race leader Craig Lowndes, a 1:35.4 for Steve, so he's within a tenth of our race leader that wins Commodore. Certainly in this last heat, looking very, very strong. As to this car 600. Caterpillar Racing all the way from WA. John Bow at the wheel. And continuing, as these guys talk about, our development program in public. They really haven't had a chance to go away for a few days at a circuit on their own and have a real play with this car, but you can guarantee it will happen, and I expect them to be a very strong force toward the end of the season.
It shows up great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks terrific. Further back, here's a challenge. Mark Larkham on the inside of Longhurst. So Longhurst is dropping back. Whether he's experiencing his tyres going off or whatever the situation might be, he's lost a lot of positions. The Mitre 10 lap counter, 9 of 12. Noski is hanging in there. Cameron McLean has been one of the biggest movers in this field. He started this race 32nd, and in the Greenfield Mowers is now 14th.
Yeah, he's a real charger, isn't he? He's had some mechanical dramas this weekend. He started Heat 2 without any rear brakes, and cost him dearly, ended off in the scenery. Big attack down the inside by Noski. Yeah, well, Longhurst really has no defence for any of these onslaughts. Apparently, word from the pits is Paul Radicic's retirement was caused by severe vibrations through the car. Wasn't sure what it was, but I guess it was
probably the whack in the side.
Yeah.
It didn't help it.
I think it might have been a result of that impact with Noski. But look at this now, Glenn Seaton.
Yes.
This is what we've been waiting for. Oh, look at that! Dear,
how close was that?
Oh, Mark Scaife.
Feeler gauges out for that.
Mark Scaife went down the inside, Seaton went to the outside. I don't know how he held that thing in a straight line. He went right across the grass, but that's allowed Seaton to get really, really close to the number 2 Mobile Commodore.
3 laps remaining. Here comes Seaton.
Scaife is going to have a white car for the next 3 laps, and then right down the middle of the road, there's nowhere to get through there.
Oh yeah.
And look, judging by the previous race, Seaton was really quick through where the woolshed is and then up over Lukey Heights and down into that would be my guess at where he'd have a go.
Well, Seaton, just take your eyes off him for a second and he really makes a big move.
All right, up through here, and then you watch the next through the left-hand bit here is quick.
Glenn setting up for an inside run.
Well, yeah, I know, but Scaife's going to...
Oh, look at this. 165 kilometres an hour over the top.
That's, I would say, that's where he'd have a go, because he was very, very quick through that last right and then the left up over Lukey Heights.
It's long sweeping. Here's the Shell Helix replay. Now watch Scaife go for the inside, the grass side on Simon Kazidis.
Oh, he did keep it. Oh, look at the locked-up front wheel.
Look at that.
Wow. That was right.
He did a good job to keep it in, though, Mark. Look at that.
And he kept it off the grass, too. Let's ride with Scaife. He just got it out on that dirt shoulder and brought it back on. Glenn Seaton would have thought that was an opportunity.
Yeah, Glenn's thinking, here's my chance.
Scaife got it back online.
He's really on it now, Glenn, there's no doubt about that.
2 to go now. Can Glenn Seaton in the FTRAU make something of this? Right up on Mark Scaife. Great end of this third and final race. Can Ford get up there into second position?
Oh, yes.
This means a lot. Glenn Seaton's on the inside run on Scaife.
But now he's on the wrong side for the hairpin.
Oh dear, turn 3, that's a dangerous place. That's where Larry Perkins came off in testing and paid the price. So these two absolutely heart-in-the-mouth stuff. Seaton, this car very, very good at getting the power to the ground. It's very good out of slow corners. Seaton using that to try and get a little bit of a gap on the Mobil 2 Commodore to try and challenge for that position. Craig Lowndes, 4 seconds up the road from this battle. There's a lot of prestige here for Seaton. If he can break this Mobil 1-2 domination at Phillip Island, a lot of brownie points for the Ford boys. Look at how hard he's trying. Inside wheel up on the ripple strips. Car getting a little bit unbalanced. That shows just how hard Glenn Seaton is trying.
And it shows you what the quandary you're in. You see right now, you think, oh, I'm going to go up the inside, and now Scaife has got that covered. So you just have to hope that by going in tight, he comes out slow. That doesn't work. And through this, not too much the best job this.
Oh, there's Mark Larkham. Overheating, apparently. He's been struggling with that.
Look at, you see Jeff Gretsch in the foreground there, Mobil Holden Racing Team Manager, looking very anxious with 1 lap to go as they tear down the Gardner Straight. Can Mark Scaife hang on? This is it, the run to home, Seaton's last opportunity.
Well, it's got to be a massive lunge somewhere, but I can't see it happening because I can't see Scaife. He's so good at covering his rear end, for want of a better word, and albeit in a very fair way. Right now, you have a look here and see the options you've got open to you are really very few. Go around the left-hander here, into the hairpin, and Mark's just going to be in the middle of the road.
Further back.
See, middle of the road, John, and there's no way around the outside.
Long way around there. Have a look further back. John Bowe and Stephen Richards have got past Russell Ingall. So Ingall has dropped to 6th position. Noski is in 7th, Bright is in 8th, Ellery 9th, and Dick Johnson in his last drive is 10th.
Well, this is great. This is just what
this is really good. This is going to be good through.
5.2 seconds the gap Lowndes has over Scaife. These two are really carving each other up there. Lap pace has dropped off quite considerably. It's allowing Richards to move into the picture. But let's see. I don't think Seaton's got it. Scaife is really going to have to make a mistake.
Over the top is the only way, I think.
Oh, look at this.
No, there's no way Mark's in the middle of the road.
Oh, right up alongside him as they come out of MG.
There's nothing you can do about it. You know, the only thing is if he goes out wider, but there's no room. No, that's it.
Dropped off. Glenn Seaton has dropped off. This is the run to the line. Craig Lowndes will win the third and final race at Phillip Island as he flashes across the line. Our series points leader, his teammate Mark Scaife, has successfully held off Ford's Glenn Seaton, and Stephen Richards will bring the wins Commodore home in a well-deserved 4th spot. But yet again, we end the day the same with the Mobil 1 HRT organisation standing on top.
Does look promising though, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, the Fords are coming. There is Mark Scaife. Good drive today in very difficult and challenging conditions, not only the weather, but Glenn Seaton gave him a good working over there. Mark survived a very anxious moment as he went on the inside of Simon Emerzides and demonstrated fantastic car control to hang on to it into the southern loop. His teammate was victorious in the third and final. An interesting day, Barry. Very different conditions for each race.
Unbelievable amount of carnage in all the races, really.
All right, let's have a look at who were the movers and shakers in this third and final race. Your Shell Helix race score, of course, Lowndes and Scaife in for the 1-2 and ahead of Seaton. Stephen Richards ended the day on a high note. Bowe, Ingall, Mark Noski and Jason Bright, who fought hard. Ellery, a terrific result. We say goodbye to Dick at Phillip Island in 10th. Romano, Longhurst, McLean and Wheel in 14th.
Congratulations, Steve. A great effort in the Lansvale PPG Commodore. Okay, third place outright today. Well, we've been waiting for a comeback from the Fords. They're getting closer and closer all the time. Not quite close enough today, but a great third place for Glenn Seaton. Well, everyone keeps talking about closing the gap, closing the gap. You're getting there, but you're just not close enough yet, are you?
Well, we actually got the car pace. It's just a matter of I've got to get off the line a bit better, and Really, I think we're just edging closer and closer and closer. Like after WA, I didn't think the Holden team were ever really beatable, but now I feel that we can actually hopefully match them for the rest of the year, but it's going to take a little bit longer yet, and if we can get the starts right and also qualify well, that's going to be important.
Well, we look forward to a big result from the Ford team in Hidden Valley when we go to the north. Big round of applause for Glenn Seaton. Okay, in second place today, they're continuing this steamroller. You might be aware the V8 scorecard in 1999 now reads 15-0 in favour of Holding Racing Team. No one has been able to beat these guys yet. The second place today was Craig Lowndes. Well, the Ford fans are saying, when are you blokes going to stop this? It's very demoralising.
Well, I guess the speed of Glenn Seaton's car is obviously improving, as he said, and really our cars are obviously working very well. It's our test circuit, so we'll always, I guess, expected to do well here, and obviously the weather tried to do its best to spoil us, but in the end it was fantastic.
I guess from a team perspective, you've got a good points lead. That brings Mark Scaife right up. It's looking very strong as a 1-2 situation.
Well, it does for the Mobile Holden race team. Obviously, it's fantastic. We're going to get hopefully a bit closer and closer as the year goes on. Congratulations,
Craig Lowndes, second today. Right now, I'd like to call on Ross Brody, the motorsport manager for Shell, to present all the goodies to our overall winner today. Put your hands together, Mark Scaife. Don't you love wearing those wreaths and getting all that trophy wear? What a great day. A really tough day out there with those changing weather conditions, but you came through.
Well, Mark, I think that, you know, today, this circuit's always a demanding circuit, and today is one of the hardest days at the office you'd ever have, and I'm sure that Glenn and Craig would agree. It was very dangerous, obviously, early in the wet. As it dried up, there was little wet patches everywhere, and in the last race, Glenn just tortured me for the whole way, so, I mean, it was just a great day's racing.
You guys were very dominant at Hidden Valley last year. When we go north, do you think you can continue this domination?
Well, look, the way that the Falcons obviously are improving, I think that, you know, our domination is certainly being tested. But, you know, Craig and I will do our best, and obviously all the guys on the team are working very hard, and, you know, we'll still be there for Holden.
Congratulations to Mark Scaife. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Scaife.